Welcome back to the Colts Cast. He's Jamal Lawrence, and I'm Eric Smith, your co-host of the Colts Cast. NFL training camp, baby. Let's talk about it. Right around the corner, right, Jamal?
Absolutely, couple weeks away.
We're
I'll
almost
say a
there.
month and
We're
whatever.
almost there. You're going out,
Almost.
right?
Yeah, going out there. Told you on the last video I didn't get any comments that drop the comments you're gonna be there. Let me know. I'll let you guys know here. Probably in our next video. What days I'm gonna be out there? I'd love to meet some other Colts fans. I know there are a ton out there, but I'd love to meet some of you guys who listen to the pod. That'd be great. So drop comments. Let us know if you're gonna be at training camp. I'll be there for sure.
Drop the comments. Look, the Indianapolis Colts, they're set to start training camp at Grand Park Sports Campus on July 23rd. I mean, that's right there. Jamal, I know you'll be representing the Colts Cast. But with that, before training camp starts, we have 4 things to look out for training camp. The things you really need to watch for, we believe. Jamal, where are we getting started?
Starting off with that like and subscribe button. Drop well, I'm gonna say drop a comment. Let me skip that part out. You already know. But hit that subscribe and like button. Get us out to as many people like yourself like listen to the Colts cast. So let's get into it. I think let's start with well, I think we all know the most obvious one. So let's just get that one out the way. Just so we can scurry on with the other ones we got.
The quarterback battle. We got to talk
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we got to talk about Anthony Richardson versus Daniel Jones. I'll keep it brief. You know, about a week ago, James Boyd of The Athletic reported that Daniel Jones built a significant lead over third-year quarterback Anthony Richardson after the team's spring workouts. He wrote, Daniel Jones is QB1 for now. The Colts signed the ex-Giants/Vikings quarterback in free agency to challenge Anthony Richardson for the QB1 title in Indy, and Jones has already taken a significant lead in what was supposed to be a wide-open quarterback competition. I'm not really surprised at this. The guy didn't practice. The guy wasn't there in the spring because of the shoulder issue. So this isn't really significant news. I think the real battle does start now when Anthony Richardson is supposed to be healthy. Availability is the best ability, and if he didn't get to work out in the spring, of course, it's gonna make him look bad. He's gonna be ready for training camp. Either I've already said it, Jamal. Got to follow through with this experiment. Either he's the guy or he isn't, and it's time to find out in year 3. Unless Danny Dimes has a career renaissance with the Colts and plays at an above-average level in a better situation, I don't want him keeping us afloat to an 8-win season.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot of talk coming out for the next couple of weeks in regards to that, but kind of you hit the nail on the head when you said that. I mean, I don't expect Richardson to even be in talks when he hasn't been on the field playing. That's just the reality of the situation. So I fully agree, and I definitely agree with the part of you saying that we don't want an 8-win season with Daniel Jones leading us to the promised land of mediocrity as well. If we're going to do it, let's let our experiment take us to the mediocrity.
That's the worst thing to be is mediocre. Bro. You miss the playoffs, or you just get through just to get waxed, or you barely miss it, and you're back at number 15 overall pick. Jamal, what's our next thing to look out for?
Next thing to look out for, let's take it to the defense side of the ball for this one. I'm ready for this defensive end battles we got going on here for us coming up this season. I think PFF actually said this year here they're projecting us to have one of the worst D line or one of the bottom half D lines going into the 2025 season. And of course, I know I said defensive end, but defensive line in general because. I mean, we got some age up there, and we got some players who've coming off injuries and things of that sort. And we saw just a great demise of this defensive line last year, especially when we looked at 2023. We had 51 sacks versus last year we had 36 or something along those lines. So significant drop there. But I'm hoping that we finally have seen the end of this bend don't break defense now that Guster is gone, and we get an opportunity to have our defensive line with these new stunts. With these new stunts and more blitzing coming from Lou Anarumu, maybe our defensive line can have an opportunity to get to the quarterback, make some more plays because we're going to have linebackers blitzing every once in a while, maybe having a safety blitz every once in a while that can help elevate our defensive line. Maybe we don't have to so much focus on just them getting to the backfield. But, of course, we have Kwity Paye, I believe, going on to that contract year 4, so he has a lot to prove if he wants to remain in Indianapolis. Latu coming into his sophomore season. I think that he has a lot more to prove than what a lot of people want to think, because we have Ibukam coming back from his Achilles injury, and I know Ibukam is older. Whatever the case, however you want to slice it, doesn't matter. Essentially, Latu had a free pass to be a starter last year for us with the injury of Ibukam. We didn't have to see him actually play out for that position, so I would imagine Ibukam's going to come back if he's healthy, as he should be, come back firing all cylinders, because he's going to want that position back. And of course, we added the JT. Hold on, I phonetically put it in there so I can make sure I said it.
Tuimoloau.
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 Yeah, he's coming into the mix as well. Freshman, who definitely is a run stopper. So I think he can actually get an opportunity to get on the field with his run stopping ability, because that's one thing that we know that historically for the Colts, I shouldn't say historically, but for the past couple years for the Colts, we haven't really had a true run stopper be on that defensive end side. So he should definitely earn some reps in there. So there's a lot of people, there are a lot of mouths to feed on a spot where, although you can rotate through these positions, or through these downs, there are a lot of mouths to feed on that defensive end spot. So these guys have a lot to prove to get out there from day one. And I think most importantly is for Kwity Paye, because he's trying to get paid again. So he has the most important one, but I look forward to seeing what the rest of these guys can come back and do.
Yeah, I would say Paye and Ibukam probably have the most to prove this year. What can you do from coming back from a torn Achilles? Kwity Paye, of course, make it or break it, at least with the Indianapolis Colts. Of course, I think he has a future in the NFL regardless. But like you were saying, Jamal, I was going to add, this group rotates a lot. And I think that's exactly why Ballard invested a day 2 pick into Tuimoloau. Because Dayo Dengbo, who left the Colts in the offseason, actually had the highest snap count of any defensive end on the Colts last season at 64.5%. So he was playing in a lot of downs. Maybe he wasn't in there when it was 1st and 10 on the first snap of the game, but he was in there on a lot of passing downs, things like that. So Anarumo, yeah, I would think he's more aggressive than Bradley. So I would expect to see not only to add to the safety blitzes and things like that, Jamal, but we might potentially see some 5+ pass rusher packages, some NASCAR packages, things like that, that he's sending all them boys at the quarterback, just like he's trying to rattle that quarterback. So Kwity Paye, Latu, Samson Ibukam, JT Tuimoloau, and even Tyquan Lewis, who had 30% of the team snap count, I think we'll round out this potentially strong group. Maybe the defensive line as a whole, bottom half. That's crazy.
Yeah, bottom half. I mean, it's nuts.
Right.
That's what they are saying. I mean, you got to think that we're talking about a defense who last year, and I think they're basing this somewhat off of last year, because I think we were ranked in the bottom third in sacks and pressures last season. So I think they said, at this point, let's go ahead and write them off until they prove us otherwise.
Okay. That's a very low bar to beat. So I like it. But which one of these guys are going to be on the field more often than the others is yet to be seen. The Colts need a better pass rush to stay competitive if they really want to be competitive this year. Latu is that potential X factor. I know you were talking about Jamal that could really take the next step up. Because he got beat out by some other rookies last year as far as numbers and statistical things go. But Kwity Paye with chip on his shoulder, Ibukam saying, "I'm not finished yet." I'm interested to see what these pass rushers bring this season.
No doubt about it. I'm excited for it too, man.
Oh,
Who do you like next?
We got 2 left. We jump back to the offense.
It's up to you. I'm fine with that. Why not?
Tyler Warren's utilization in the Shane Steichen offense. So how is he going to be utilized? I would say, that's another thing we should look out for, especially in training camp as preseason goes along. Because if you look at the usage of Tyler Warren at Penn State, according to Sports Info Solutions, Warren lined up 8% out wide, 31% in the slot, 11% inline tight end, and 36% kind of that move tight end, off-ball tight end, and about 9 to 10% in the backfield. He was literally everywhere in any formation, just all around the field. So alignment, versatility, those are his middle names. So I'm hoping Steichen can get creative with him, and he can truly be that elite tight end that we've been missing. Getting him working in the short and intermediate game where he can turn a 5-yard drag into 15 with that incredible yak ability, I think is going to be amazing. I think that's where he did most of his damage. Sure, he can run up the seam, he can run some vertical routes, but really his bread and butter was those short and intermediate, those contested catches, like just throw it up. I know my guy's going to get it. He's going to bring it down. Get him working in the screen game too with some good blockers. I think we got some great blockers for some screens. I've seen, I think it was last year when Michael Pittman took it to the house 70 yards or so off a wide receiver screen. We have some good blockers on the outside, of course, on the inside as well. Make life easy for the quarterback who's going to be under center, which is hopefully Anthony Richardson. Give it to your playmakers. Let's see it happen.
All I heard all that was that Josh Downs' reps going to get cut in half. That's all I heard.
Nah,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Be fine.
No, you're right, man. I mean, obviously, Swiss Army knife. When it comes to the offense, he can pretty much go anywhere we need to, and I think Steichen would definitely try to utilize that as well. I'm really glad to see we have another gigantic target, no matter whether it's Jones or Richardson back there, preferably when Richardson's back there, because we know Richardson likes to throw the high ball. So if we're going to have somebody who can make it a contested catch, it's going to be somebody who's 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", versus a 5'9" JD being out there. So for those kind of plays. So glad to see that he's going to be out there, and I definitely think he's going to be utilized in way more ways than one. Honestly, I can't add too much more than what you said, because I think that he could just be so explosive. Even if he's not the one always blocking on those screenplays, he can get out there for some of those screenplays too and make a difference and make an impact, because he's not going to be afraid to run over people. I know we've talked about it in the past, but kind of that Gronk style where he wants to get the ball and be a bully with it, which I think that's going to help not only the confidence of himself, but the confidence of our receivers as well on the team. Because listen, when you know you got somebody who's going to get the ball and be a bully with it, that makes your job a little bit easier, because there's more pressure on that person. Also, that gives you an opportunity to kind of just elevate your game too, because it's just a little shy away. You know, if I'm a defensive, or if I'm a defensive back, or if I'm a linebacker and I see somebody that big coming at me, I may get a little passive. After you get hit once or twice throughout the game, you get run over once or twice, you're going to start to slow down. And it may happen with the other receivers too. I don't know. But I'm excited to see how he's going to be used in this thing. But I just know that hopefully, what I'm hoping that the most for him is that if he does not get the ball as much as he would like to, he doesn't half-ass plays, so to speak. You know, if he knows he's not going to get the ball that play, but he's still going to be a utilization piece, hopefully still continues to run his routes, can go through the block, go through all the motions the same way he would as if he was going to be that primary target for that, because we don't want to have that lackadaisical effort there and then give away what could be a great disguise play. So I don't see that happening.
I ain't worried about Warren with that.
I was going to say, I don't see that happening. However, when you are the guy, when 99% of offenses run through you, then all of a sudden, you know, it can get tapered back to 40, 35%. I could see that being, you know, kind of frustrating.
I hope not. Yeah, Josh Downs, I think he's gonna have his opportunity. You gotta think about it. Like, Shane Steichen can use him as a decoy, get him in motion, have some defenders move. Hopefully Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson can recognize that pre-snap. Or it's just a decoy, moves the defender off, and they get Pittman or Warren or somebody else going on the other side of the field. So I think Steichen is as good as a play caller as he is. I think he can get the most out of this offense. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. Last up for switch back to the defense side for a minute. Talk about the cornerbacks for just a couple minutes, man. There's we had some new faces coming in here to help us out via free agency and the draft. So I'm excited to see what we have going on for that as well, because obviously we know Tre'Davious Ward, he's coming back. I think he's going to be an immediate impact. Similar, I don't know if he'll be as big of an impact. Hopefully he will be, as what Gilmore was to the Colts when he joined. I mean, Eric beat the table for him night nonstop. And I think that having that vet presence obviously made a hell of a difference, even though the season didn't go the way we wanted to. Gilly saved the games, plenty of games for us. That probably would have been a whole lot worse. So I'm hoping Ward has that resurgence. He can come back in there with that same way. I think it's safe to say Juju Brent's time and the Colts is over. I think that it's long gone. What? The hometown hero, the second round pick, it's done. Colts have now invested in the draft with a young man, Justin Wale, and I think that we know what time it is. Jalen Jones has that spot, has that second spot. But I also think that Jalen Jones, your time
Dang,
could be
what?
coming to an end soon too. The way Ballard's been beating the table for Justin. Do I think it's going to happen this year?
What's going
Probably
on, man?
not. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think
You
it'll
got
happen
beef
this
with these
year.
cornerbacks?
Hey, listen, man. I just need to see the new regime come through. That's all I want to see. But I think that Justin definitely brings a new element to this team, and it's going to put Jalen Jones on his toes. Again, I don't think that he's going to lose that spot this year. But Justin can play hell of special teams. He can play. He can play on the ball. He's great in man coverage. He's great in zone coverage. He can attack the ball. He's just that kind of a player that you want to see on a team where we're going to, again, going back to that bend don't break, where we're trying to push that motto out. Because one good thing about Jalen Jones, I know he has like a great pass breakup rate and everything like that, but also when you look at what he's done, he has the second most tackles, I believe it was, or he's in like the top 5 of tackles for cornerbacks, because he gives up so many catches. He gives us so many. So we're given these soft cushions, these 3, 4, 5 yard windows of catches, catch, 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 catch. We need somebody to press, be a little more aggressive. And I think that's where Justin can step in the future here for us and make something like that happen. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen in regards to the cornerback spot. I think that these guys all have a lot to figure out and a lot to learn. But Tre'Davious Ward's going to come in and set the tempo for sure. Jalen Jones is his spot to lose. So just to be clear, I shouldn't say it won't officially be gone next year either, but it's his spot to lose. But I think Justin could definitely come in and try his best to take that spot from him. And I really think Ballard had, as much as I criticize Ballard, I think Ballard has a specific thought process to what Justin can come in here and do with that if he gets an opportunity to.
Yeah, I mean Justin is a little bit smaller than Jalen Jones. It'll probably be it's going to be harder for him to be a little bit more physical at the line of scrimmage. But yeah, Jamal, I think with the amount of money that Ward got, along with his experience playing at a high level, he's got that CB1 role locked down. Like he's got nothing to worry about going into training camp. CB2, I do think is fairly open. I don't think you bring in another quarterback in the 3rd round to a $54 million deal in the offseason if you didn't think you needed some depth and some upgrades as well. Juju Brents, like you said, I ain't gonna say his time is done, but he can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Which is not great. Like, someone like Jelani Woods can't stay healthy. Anthony Richards can't stay healthy. It's becoming a trend. Jalen Jones, I would say he's been a average starter at the moment. Definitely played better than his draft capital would say, going in the 7th round. Justin Wally has been turning heads apparently throughout the offseason. So that's really encouraging to hear. Of course, we take it with a grain of salt because it's spring offseason workouts. But Ballard apparently reached for this guy, and I'm interested to see how he plays in the rookie as a rookie this season. So, under Anarumo, we could definitely see some more diverse packages where a majority of the defensive alignment is defensive backs. So you could see Wally on the field, Brents, Ward, all at the same time with these dime packages, these quarter packages. It's just going to be a lot for this defense in the first year. But man, we talk about how Anarumo is basically like a chess player. He's going to move his pieces in the right positions to basically make this defense successful. So I'm interested to see who's going to be CB2 and how, the other position, because like nickelback, Kenny Moore's got it down. Kenny Moore usually, like in the Gus Bradley defense, he was playing most of the snaps. Like he was always out there. We'd always run 2 linebacker sets. So like I'm interested to see what's going to change on a down-to-down basis. So like less nickelback usage. Like I don't know. So it's a new regime, and as far as the defensive side of the ball, and it's going to be fun.
Agreed. And I think that Lou will definitely utilize his tools. He's not gonna completely abandon that nickel spot unless he has a plan for K-Mo, because I think he appreciates what K-Mo has brought to this team and what he's done year over year. So I definitely think it'll be interesting to see how it works out. But yeah, let's get ready for it, man. Let's get ready
Let's get
for some
ready
stuff.
for it. 4 things to look out for. We just told you all. So we got the quarterback battle, defensive end rotations, Tyler Warren's utilization, and the cornerback battles. Let us know what you think we should be looking out for as we enter into training camp in a few weeks. That's all I got, Jamal.
That's it for me.
Hey, thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We are live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. And we'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content. Y'all take care.
Take it easy.